What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Show a like and sub, and let's get into this. Man, just in building this video, there were so many things we could have talked about the shenanigans around Assassin's Creed, but we're going to keep it to just the consultants, the mini consultants that Ubisoft got for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and how one after the other, and then ending with the one that's complaining right now, they all are deserved of attention. So the first one here, of course, this is Sashi Schmidt-Hori. She's the one that, of course, they consulted with to make sure that both Yasuke and Naoe have a lot of LGBTQ representation and romance options, i.e. Yasuke is going to go to the edge of forest for some clam. Very nice. So yep, check one off for her. Then we had this one, Yu Hideyama, who basically got exposed as a communist. Another one of course, Yasuke was a samurai with a capital S. And then, of course, we found out, like I said, he's a former member of the Communist Party that still has some nefarious connections. And, of course, he was all in connection of something of just trying to push Eastern entertainment into the Western sphere. And they think having a black main protagonist or something is the way to do that. And then, of course, there was the main shill, the main corrupter, this Thomas Lockley, who from the Neon Institute, who had his entire course removed and has since been discredited, more or less. He was one of the main people. And then he went through a whole line of like, oh no, even though I'm listed on an official Assassin's Creed podcast and we mentioned that I'm a consultant, he went on a whole campaign tour trying to make people think that he wasn't. And that, of course, just brought it to the other day where the New York Times had a nice little hit piece on all of us and trying to defend all those past consultants, even though they've all been discredited for one reason or another. And that's where now a fourth consultant came about, and that's this Kuma Hashimoto, revealing that developers apparently did not want to hire him because he worked for Sweet Baby Inc. Well, there is a God. So Hashimoto, of course, was in that article that Zachary Smalls wrote for the New York Times. Par for the course when game or movie, TV shows get valid criticism. They just have their hit pieces in the Hollywood Reporter or Variety or Forbes or Kotaku, things like that. And so here, of course, the New York Times doing their bidding, where he claimed, and this is the big one, where he was trying to say the Japanese people weren't upset. They are, and then it's just people using translations or whatever. So that has led him. This is shout out to Smash JT, who found a Twitch stream with Hashimoto, doing a little bit more details about that New York Times hit article, saying a couple of months ago, the New York Times actually got in touch with him to ask him about Assassin's Creed, in which he said, yeah, reception's honestly like kind of positive. Not in any circles I've heard, normie or otherwise. And a lot of the comments you'd see under videos were like straight up Google Translate comments, which is pretty obvious, incorrect. He then noted how annoyed Japanese, pick one. He noted how annoyed Japanese people are with certain aspects of the game. And people, he said, and like people are like annoyed. This says like every 3 words. And like people are like annoyed with some of the inconsistencies and issues with Shadows, which is like the buildings and stuff being wrong or certain clothing and whatnot, right? Or the fact that the art team basically stole a sign from a reenactment troupe in Japan. They did. All of these things are valid. Yes. Wrong architecture, wrong thing. And he excuses it away here, saying, and that's actually like pretty common because when you're working with such a large team of artists, you steal. No, he didn't say that, but that's basically what it is. Well, sometimes they're sort of given the direction to Google things, or people make mistakes. He elaborated. It's more like you're working with a team of people that speak multiple different languages, and whether or not they communicate with each other is an issue. And that's just become part of game development. That needs to change. That's why those comments from Matthew Karch, the CEO of Saber, were so heartening to hear, that this type of bloated game development with multiple teams not even speaking the same language, yeah, and that's still no excuse to rip off assets from actual fans and troops and Amazon marketplace items. Later in the stream, Hashimoto claimed he did not work for Assassin's Creed Shadows, verifiably untrue. And even if you want to get smart with it, I didn't do any consultation work on Assassin's Creed Shadow, but you work for Ubisoft. Ubisoft was working on Assassin's Creed Shadows and you were working on it at the same time and you've talked about it. So whatever type of squirrely way you want to get through it, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And of course, the connections with Sweet Baby Inc. And yes, we've gone over that before. Ours is Sweet Baby Inc. the big bad that we thought? No. But are they a bad and a problem? Absolutely. Are they responsible for every change? No. Are they responsible for some of them? Yes. And in every product where they show up, was the meal, the recipe, the soup already spoiled? Yes. And then they go and they throw in more rotten ingredients into an already spoiled recipe. So, not being hired because you worked with Sweet Baby Inc., probably a good thing. I hope more of that continues. And I can't wait. Assassin's Creed Shadows. What? This is going to be studied. Let us see. Anyway, let you see. Let me know what you think of all this. Sure, like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.